action. Okay, so last time we had our little talk up here. I did talk about roof and tar. Now, roof and tar is the best for roofs. You see that right there? I know because it works, but it didn't work. But we ain't going to get into that today. What we're going to get into is a tutorial on how to leave the homestead and be safe in the woods. Okay? So I got a whole pile, a baggie full of tools that I need in my adventures out here in the woods. And the most important thing you got to have, no matter where you're at, is bear spray. Because you don't know where a bear is going to be. And I'm telling you, we talked about the giant problem. This right here can deter giants. So it's not just a one and only thing for bears. It's for mountain lions, bobcats, people, and giants. So anyway, so I'm walking through the woods. Okay, here I am walking through the woods. Got my lantern on, my headlamp, ready to go. I'm just going along. Where am I? All of a sudden I'm like, hey, I don't know where I'm at. Where did I come from? And you're looking around all through the woods. And you're checking, for signs, for moss on rocks. Don't need any of that. Right here, shoe polish, white shoe polish. You just walk around those trees. You just open this up like this. You make sure you get that thing all ready to go before you start walking in. And you just do this all the way through. You have to see a tree. You put this on, and a lot of people think it's that environmentally friendly, but I'll tell you what, it don't work. Because I had a pair of Nike sneakers back in the 80s, and it never worked. So just telling you, shoe polish, that's a big one you got to have. Secondly, fix a flat. This right here, fix a flat is a major. You're leaving the homestead, you're out there, say you're driving. You're just driving up down the road, you're like, boom, I hit a bump. You're like, psh, where'd that come from? You're thinking giants, you're thinking mountain lions, bears, cougars, not the kind that are dating young men, those women, but no offense towards lady folk, but you're out there and you're like, I gotta fix my tire. Now that right there, it says right here, emergency flat tire repair. Now if that isn't gonna work, I don't know what will. I don't know what will, because I read stuff. A lot about the instructions. They say men don't read the instructions. Hey, I know because it said it, and I'll sue them if it's not right. This is a big one, duct tape. Now, when you're walking around, you're like, hey, my hand hitch is a little bit there. And you're like, oh, wait, I got a wart. So all of a sudden, you're out of the blue. You're like, I got this wart. You know what happens with a wart? It moves all over your body, your face. You got a big wart sticking off your nose. Before long, you ain't got to dress up for Halloween. Imagine where you're at there. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? So I've got a fix for it. You take this right here, and you say, hey, duct tape, wart, be gone. Okay, right there. That wart, you're in the woods. What if a deer walks up or an elk and he's like, hey, I'm gonna trot out there and let this guy shoot him, and he goes, what's that on it? Hey, is that a wart? Gone. Just out of there in a minute. So this is important. Also, if you get hurt, it can work as a bandage. And it, a lot of use for duct tape. Now this, I have absolutely no idea why it's in my bag. But it's there, and maybe it's for something else. So, and on to the last, number one thing for a guy like me, allergy pills. Now, I know tweakers are out there buying it. They're like making this methamphetamine stuff with this. But, you use this for allergies. This is what you need. You got to have two types because you're like, hey, what kind of allergy day is it? Oh, it's this orange type. And this right here, this is a good one. But if it's a regular day, you're like, hey, there's a green one. So, but you don't want to be out there in the woods sneezing and scaring everything off. So that is my possible pack. Now we're going to explain, we're going to run down how to use bear spray, okay? You're like, oh wait, there's a bear. And you freeze, okay? First thing. Then you make yourself look big. You're like, oh, you get all tough and big at him. And the bear's like, I'm going to come over there and stomp you 6 ways from Sunday and probably rip your face off. You rip your face right off. Just drive it, the face comes off and you're there faceless. That's the rest of your life. They like to gnaw on your skull too. Just don't let it just gnaw right on your skull like that. You wouldn't be like face ripped off your gnawed skull. You don't want to be like that. So to avoid this situation, you take your bear spray and you're like, which way is the wind blowing? It's coming from this side. So say it's coming from the north. So bear's charging from this way. What do? You run around the bear, okay? Because remember one thing, bears are dumb and can't see you. they're usually like, what's up over there? You see the National Geographic, you gotta watch it like once. You'll see a bear do this. He can't see you. Run to the right. You're gonna do like watching like Roger Staubach. He's just running off the right. He's just going this way, and he's gonna throw that ball over here, and and then defensive. So that's what you gotta do with the bear. Then you get, wait a minute, downwind from him. No, upwind from him. So once you get upwind from him, you take this out like this. You take that right there, cap right there, and it glows in the dark. You pop that off, okay? Then you take that spray, and you spray him just like this. You spray. You got bandanas too. Another thing I bring with me is a bandana, because when I watch this during the Antifa riots, you spray that, you're to protect yourself. So anyway, that is the safety precautions you have to take when you leave the homestead. I also want to mention a couple other things about lightning. Whatever you do, if there's lightning like this, stay low. So we're gonna head back in, get a little bit of lightning out here at the homestead. We'll discuss the dark winter wood supply brother has, and what we're gonna do to fix that, and what we have to have a talk with Russ to expand on dark winter with him, because he's really not prepared. Anyway, you guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for episode 2.